A new lawsuit against Massage Envy includes 1 year in Sarasota, plus what new research says about sea level rise on Longboat Key, and several reports of storm damage in the area from this afternoon. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC7 News at 11.
Good evening. We start our newscast tonight with breaking news. At least 3 women in the area are joining 8 others in a joint lawsuit against Massage Envy for sexual assault accusations. We spoke to the lawyer handling the case. He can confirm that 1 woman lives in Sarasota, 2 other women live in the Tampa-St. Pete area. In this latest claim, 11 women say they were sexually assaulted during massage appointments in at least 5 different locations throughout the state of Florida, one of those locations here in Sarasota. Now, this is a developing story. We will continue to update you on our website at mysuncoast.com. Back here in our area, the town of Longboat Key is taking a good hard look at sea level rise. Experts were on hand at the town hall this afternoon addressing residents' concerns. ABC7's Rick Adams joins us with more on what was discussed. Rick?
Yeah, Jacqueline, good evening. This is on the minds of a lot of folks. They just want to make sure they don't end up underwater.
Rising sea levels continues to be a hot topic of conversation, especially for folks who live on or near the water. Experts from the environmental company Aptim shared results with Longboat Key residents on Monday from a preliminary study on sea level rise.
The good news is that the rate has been very low relative to other parts of the country. And while we have seen a slight increase in the rate of sea level rise over the last 8 to 10 years, even that rate is still low.
The study shows that there has been a sea level rise of 7.5 inches over the last 70 years in the area, which isn't too concerning, but it's something that folks should still keep a close eye on. Bus Fisher has lived on the northern part of Longboat Key for about 15 years. He tells us he's staying right where he is.
Not right now. I mean, someday maybe, but at the moment, I'm not going to move off the island.
The northern section of the island has the lowest areas that are more prone to flooding, while the southern part and middle sections are in higher areas. The sea level rise assessment is something town officials are hoping they can look at every 5 to 10 years.
Folks were pleased that Longboat Key is approaching the conversation and looking at what very practical measures can be made to mitigate some of the effects of a rising sea level.
The current study is expected to last another 2 months. That's when the experts will be back to Longboat Key to provide the latest results.
And a public meeting on this is scheduled to take place in October at the town hall on Longboat Key. Jacqueline, back to you.
All right, Rick, thank you. Late afternoon storms causing some blackouts and property damage in South County. We're getting several reports of homes damaged in Venice. Our crew was there moments after strong winds blew some roofs off of some trailer homes.
It was bad. Fire trucks were here, police cars were here. They blocked off the road. The power went out. We lost the power in our building. So for about an hour, it was pretty hectic here.
And a little north on Casey Key, several power lines were down because of that same storm. According to the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office, witnesses described a small funnel cloud and strong winds that caused those power lines to fall. And we have our chief meteorologist, Bob Harrigan, joining us now. And Bob, I know you've been tracking those storms since early this afternoon, really. They've been an issue for us.
Yeah, I did some forensics on it, and it didn't look like it was a twister, although there was some indication of some rotation there, obviously. We had some reports of damage elsewhere as well in Nokomis. This is at Lake Village around US 41 near the extension there, right around the exit, and ripping the roof off that you can see right there. And some other mobile homes or manufactured homes were ripped apart as well as their roofs peeled off and some of the carports damaged and destroyed. We appreciate that, Angelo, sending those photos in from Lake Village. And again, a carport just ripped off from the manufactured home right there, lying out in the front. Estimated winds up to 40 to 50 miles an hour with that. On top of that, in Venice, the island of Venice there, we had a lot of rainfall, over 2 inches in some areas, causing some street flooding. Dina sending this in, saying that all 4 of the drains near her road were actually covered, so they had to uncover those as a result of the heavy rainfall to allow that water to start draining properly. And again, the storms were huge, and it's a result of that east wind colliding with the west coast sea breeze, which will be pinned near the coast tomorrow afternoon. In fact, all week long, pretty close to the coast, so coastal storms not out of the question. And as far as the shear goes, there was quite a bit of shear going on at the time of those reported strong winds and possible tornado. This one here in particular that moved through near Casey Key had 62-mile-an-hour shear reported with it. So that's pretty big. That's pretty strong. And we're going to see similar conditions again tomorrow with some heavy rain mainly along the coast, not as much inland. Currently, we do have some clouds around 77 degrees, and we'll talk more about that wind flow coming up a little bit later. Jacqueline?
Bob, we'll talk to you soon. Thank you. New tonight, reports of an Uber driver getting attacked in Manatee County. It all happened around 7 o'clock this evening. Uber driver Jose Aguirre picked up Anderson Carter at an address in West Bradenton. While driving to the destination, Anderson Carter began to punch Aguirre on the right side of his face, attempting to also get into the driver's seat. In fear for his life, the Uber driver jumped out of the moving car. This all happened right in front of a Manatee County Sheriff's deputy. The suspect then sped off, crashing into a vehicle at Whitfield Avenue and 15th Street East. After crashing the first time, Anderson Carter drove off again down Whitfield Avenue. He then crashed once more into a retention pond in the 900 block of 70th Drive East and then ran off. Deputies finally caught up to him and had to tase him. He was taken into custody and now faces carjacking charges. New developments in the deadly shooting at a video game tournament in Jacksonville. Authorities say David Katz was armed with 2 handguns when he opened fire, killing 2, wounding at least 11 as many watched the competition online. The suspect went by the name Bread. He was a well-known Madden gamer, regularly competing in big money tournaments. Police say he killed 2 gamers, 28-year-old Taylor Robertson and 22-year-old Elijah Clayton. The 2 other victims are expected to survive.
And searched the suspect's vehicle, as we mentioned yesterday, and now his hotel room here in Jacksonville. And we are still working through the details of the results of those searches.
I do need to correct myself. It was 10 other victims that are expected to survive, not 2. Authorities gathering evidence at Katz's Baltimore home saying that he purchased the guns legally. They say his parents are now cooperating with the police. There's still no word on a motive. Here on the Suncoast, the former Manatee County superintendent already making change in her new school district of Duval County. After a mass shooting at a football game in Jacksonville, Dr. Diana Green is announcing a change to this year's football schedules with the safety of students, staff, families, and fans in mind. She says violence targeted at children is unacceptable. New at 11, a Manatee County school guardian under investigation and temporarily suspended. According to our sources, John Chinke, an officer at Canaan Elementary School, shared several posts on Facebook relating to many conspiracies, one of them being that the U.S. government wants to take away people's guns. His Facebook page, which is now private, had pictures of Nazis, concentration camps, SWAT teams, and riot squads, according to the Bradenton Herald. Chinke is one of 20 Manatee County school guardians that just started patrolling the schools last week. He did complete a psychological evaluation and background check as a part of his training by the Manatee County Sheriff's Office. Well, Floridians are breaking records this election season. More people have now voted before tomorrow's elections than in past primaries. Almost 2 million votes have been cast as of this morning, not counting the mail-in ballots, according to the Florida Department of State. A Florida State University political science professor says the increase in pre-election day voting does not necessarily mean the overall vote count will be up from past years, but it does mean that campaigns need to get their message out earlier.
Generally, people who vote early or absentee would have voted anyway. So sometimes it's a substitute rather than an addition. So if indeed we see more people voting in person, then that'll be quite terrific.
Well, if you're still holding on to your mail-in ballot, they do need to be turned in by 7 o'clock tomorrow night to be counted. And those polls will open tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. Florida voters will be selecting the party nominees for governor, agriculture commissioner, attorney general, and several congressional seats. In Sarasota and Manatee counties, voters will also be choosing nominees for several school board and commission seats. The polls will close at 7 o'clock, and we will bring you the results as soon as we get them live in our 7 and 11 o'clock newscasts, as well as on our webpage and Facebook page. If you live in Manatee County, you can get a free ride to the polls tomorrow. MCAT is offering free rides on primary and general election days. SCAT, however, is not providing free rides tomorrow, but according to the county, they probably will be available for the general election. You can go to mysuncoast.com to find out where your voting location is at. Well, stay with us. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast, plus how you can help seabirds that are now seeing the negative effects from red tide.
And I lost my dog.
And the miracle story of how a dog and owner reunited after a shipwreck near Venice. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with a family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, fishing, or biking and hiking. Or play the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy the flavors of the Black Belt. Book your adventure at our lodges or stay in the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
My California Closets experience has been wonderful. My mother's a huge inspiration. Before she passed away, she would say, you should do something special for yourself. First time I saw my closet, I immediately thought, this is the best thing I've ever done for myself. I call it my Tiffany style closet. I mean, I can shop in my own closet every day. I love that. My name is Cynthia, and this is my California Closets story.
Hello, Mom.
Amanda's mom's appointment just got rescheduled for today. Amanda needs right at home. Our customized care plan provides as much or as little help as her mom requires, whether it's a ride to the doctor or help around the house.
Oh, of course. Tom, I am really sorry. I've got to go.
Look, call right at home. Get the right care right at home.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
Get all the local information you need before you leave home in the morning. Watch Good Morning Suncoast weekdays on ABC7 to get breaking news, plus first alert weather and traffic focused on where you live. ABC7, we're here for you.
Red tide is now impacting Suncoast shorebirds. Before today, Save Our Seabirds in Sarasota had only seen 6 shorebirds in 3 weeks suffering from the effects of red tide, but that all changed this morning after dozens of birds were found unable to walk or fly on Lido, Longboat, and Siesta Keys. Throughout the day, 40 birds were brought to Save Our Seabirds. 5 of those birds have died. Several others have recovered quickly and can now walk again.
We don't really know why it happens like this, just all of a sudden. It seems that the neurotoxins may be built up. They've been ingesting these fish and, toxic things for the last 3 weeks.
Now, if you see any birds in distress, you are asked to pick them up with a towel or piece of cloth and then bring them immediately to Save Our Seabirds for treatment. Manatee County officials are encouraging people to head back out to Holmes Beach because for now, conditions of red tide are improving. Today, volunteers met up at Holmes Beach to clean up dead marine life and debris. They were encouraged to find only a handful of dead fish on the beach there.
The air quality is good. We're getting a little bit of an odor coming off of the bay more than off of the Gulf. Not a lot to clean up out here. We've got a good group of volunteers, but the beach actually looks very good, a lot better than it has in the last couple weeks.
Chief Tokajer says that cleanup volunteers are always welcome and they'll continue to need them until red tide completely leaves our area. And Bob, I was able to get out on the boat this weekend, and it was kind of sporadic where the red tide was. I mean, there would be some areas where it was totally fine, and then other areas still had that odor, and you could see dead fish laying.
Yeah, that's the key, and we've been talking about that. It's kind of patchy around the area. Yeah. So we're looking for that to eventually get out of here, and hopefully this rain and east wind helps. Yeah. I know I got a call in today from Marita Jack. It said everything's good out there. There wasn't a problem. So that is good to know that we have that east wind. We are looking at and listening to this. We don't get this very often, but check it out. That.
Be quiet, please.
That is hail right there, Trisha Bradford. Yeah, you don't hear that very often. That's in Northwest Bradenton. Efforting that video. Appreciate that, Trisha. And hail, yes, we did have it. And it looks like we could see big storms again tomorrow. We showed you the damage that was reported in Venice and also out in Casey Key as well as Nokomis. Get a look at the sunset, the calm after the storm. ABC7 tower cam getting this excellent shot that you see right there as the rain was coming to an end. And it was heavy at times, I'll tell you that. Some photos sent in too of some wonderful sunsets. This one from Casey Key where they had some power outages there. We saw some wind shear go by at 67 miles an hour. Fred Seeger sending that one in. And from Bradenton, Phyllis Black getting this from Tangerine Bay. And boy, what a nice, pretty shot that was. And look at this lightning strike. Manatee River, lightning is back with a vengeance, folks. And it will be with us throughout all of this week, it looks like, and into the weekend. Appreciate that that shot right there, Mr. Holtz. And high pressure is the reason why, the position of it anyway. It's giving this east wind, which is colliding with the west coast sea breeze that's butted up right against the coast here. It's not going to have much of a chance to penetrate too far inland, so the sink of the red tide, if there is any out there, won't be blown too far inland tomorrow. It'll be just with that west coast sea breeze, which will develop later on in the afternoon. Right now, we have no rain to speak of. We don't expect any rain overnight. We had some pretty heavy rainfall earlier today. That rain up to nearly 2 inches reported near Venice as well as into Osprey, and 1.5 inches in Bradenton. So the forecast tonight, although that model depicting some rainfall, we don't expect much. We'll see showers and storms scattered about in the afternoon and evening. Some of those could be strong. It'll wind on down, then we'll start it all over again on Wednesday. And it looks as though this pattern really isn't much for a change. In fact, we could see some bigger storms for the weekend. The holiday weekend could be pretty active in the afternoon and evening as a result of that. So look for that to continue. And the winds will stay out of the east and southeast throughout the week. So that's the wind flow we're going to see. 77 right now. And some clouds are still around. We have an east to southeast wind at 5. The high today was a hot one, 94. That's above average, not close to the record, though, of 97. So tomorrow we'll start off some sunshine, a few clouds, and then a good chance for showers and storms developing in the afternoon and evening, some of which could bring some locally heavy rainfall. Storm track has really shifted to the north around that high pressure ridge, and it looks as though temperatures will warm up all the way up into Chicago, and Boston will get up to 96 tomorrow. Toronto should see a high right around 90 degrees. So things are heating up over the central U.S. and the eastern third of the nation. For boaters tomorrow, southeast winds throughout the day for the most part, seas running 1 to 2 feet. And the extended forecast then calling for a very high chance for scattered storms in the afternoon, each and every afternoon through the evening and the weekend too. And temperatures will be close to seasonal averages. Jacqueline?
All right, Bob, thank you. A local boater says he's now counting his blessings after getting stuck in a storm this past weekend and almost losing everything, including his first mate. ABC7's Rebecca Fernandez has the remarkable story of how determination and faith came together.
And it wasn't just a weekend cruise around Sarasota Bay. This captain sold everything he owned and was planning on sailing the world with just the necessities and his first mate, his dog Harley.
Everything that I sold and everything that I owned is all gonna be gone. My boom broke off the top. About took me out when it did. I got it bungee corded. I'm waiting for the U.S. Coast Guard to come. and see if they can save me, I guess. And I lost my dog.
The heartbreaking moments when Shane Hale got caught in a storm on Saturday night, just 3 miles off of Venice. His engines weren't working and he was spinning in circles. His boom was completely destroyed and the boat was sinking. But the only thing he cared about when help arrived was saving his first mate, Harley, who had fallen overboard.
The owner was very adamant about, let's, find the dog and let the boat go. I don't care about the boat, I just want the dog. Just can't tell you how distraught he was.
Luckily, Shane made it out alive and was towed back to shore by Venice Sea Tow and the U.S. Coast Guard. But Harley was still nowhere in sight.
At that point in time, even though those guys had spent all that time and work and everything to bring my boat back here and tie it off, at that point in time I wanted to take it back out and put a hole in it and just trade it off for my dog.
That's when he went to social media asking for the public's help. And less than 24 hours later, he received a call that his best friend was found at Minnesota Beach. He swam close to 3 miles in 10-foot waves and survived a full day on the beach, which marine experts say is quite frankly a miracle.
I'm in the back of the boat during this time after I've lost my dog, and I'm crying and I'm praying to God and I'm yelling at God because I'm mad at him about taking my dog. It's almost like I feel like my dog was taken, and it's almost like not was he taken? He was taken from me. But then God listened to everybody's praying, and he said, well, you know what, I would give him back. And I know from the bottom of my heart that the people that prayed are why I got my dog back.
Harley spent the night at the vet and is in almost perfect condition now. But as for going back out on the water, his owner says he'll be selling the boat and staying close to land for a while. Live in Inglewood, Rebecca Fernandez, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Rebecca, thank you. Sports is next, but first, here's what's coming up on Jimmy Kimmel.
I'm right here.
From ABC's Blackish, it's Tracy Ellis Ross.
I'm an actress.
Plus, the pimple popper herself, Dr. Sandra Lee.
What a beautiful, disgusting story that is.
And music from churches. Emmy-nominated Kimmel, tonight on ABC.
Ready to open up new opportunities as an electrician? Don't do it yourself. Team up with Mr. Sparky instead. We're locally owned and looking for people like you. We offer our electricians great perks that you just won't get going it alone. And whether you're an apprentice, a master electrician, or somewhere in between, we have a spot for you.
Best decision I ever made.
Apply online or call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
How do you open tough jar lids? Do you try this one? Or this one? Or how about this one?
Honey?
This is the future. Shouldn't there be a robot for this by now? There is. Introducing RoboTwist, the robotic jar opener that easily twists off even the toughest lids. Just set it down, press the button, and watch it work. First, the RoboStrong vise locks down tight. Then the powerful twisting action unscrews the lid. RoboTwist is yours for the special introductory price of just $19.99. That's right, the robotic jar opener that easily twists off even the toughest lids, all for just $19.99. Whether the jar is big or small, RoboTwist can open them all. Supplies are limited, so don't delay. Here's how to get yours today.
Call 1-800-347-1073. That's 1-800-347-1073. Or order online at buyrobotwist.com.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
My name is Julius.
I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffrey Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Now, sports.
A new spring training home for the Atlanta Braves continues to go up in Northport, and so far nothing has blown up, which is some good news considering the site's close proximity to a historic bombing site just south of US 41, about 4 miles east of South Venice. ABC's Taylor Torregano has more about the site and what officials have to say.
Good evening. This information was first reported in an article in the Sun Herald. The headline, Home on the Bombing Range. And even though there is a $100 million training facility for the Atlanta Braves under construction just past this roadblock here on West Villages Parkway, today officials tell me there is no cause for concern. A formerly used aerial bomb site very close to the new home of the Braves next spring. This fact sheet by the Army Corps of Engineers circles in red the 2,500 acres that was once used for bomb drops. Construction on the new stadium is here, just off the map. The land is located south of US 41, about 4 miles east of South Venice. The PDF says, quote, crews dropped their practice bombs from low altitudes.
The city of Northport isn't in the business of going out and searching for old munitions in the ground, so we kind of have to rely, in this case, on the Army Corps of Engineers, and so far we haven't been given anything that would lead us to believe that nobody's in any danger.
The Army Corps says engineers inspected the 2,500 acres a number of times to evaluate if there is the potential of any debris remaining from the Army's training. They found none. A portion of this land has already been developed and is owned by West Villages, who donated another section of it to the Atlanta Braves for their new $100 million training facility. We asked West Villages if they were aware of this former site. In a statement, West Villages responded, quote, third-party environmental assessments and reviews have been conducted over the years, and no evidence of environmental concerns from military operations were found. Northport says this isn't the first time Army uses like these have come to light.
Definitely seen planes, old World War II planes found off the coast of Venice. And again, people find munitions in the sand along Venice Beach. So it's definitely, these things of our history are certainly around. I can't think of any instances where anyone was in any danger because of them.
Now, I did reach out to the Braves. They had no comment. I'm reporting in Northport. Taylor Torregano, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Taylor, thank you. Florida has named Felipe Franks as its starting quarterback. The Gators made that announcement today, saying that Franks will take their first snap when the Gators open against Charleston Southern on Saturday night. Franks, a 6'6" sophomore who started 8 games in 2017, beat out Kyle Trask in a competition that started in March and lasted through fall camp. Meanwhile, DeAndre Francois has been named Florida State's starting quarterback. The junior beat out James Blackman and Bailey Hockman for the opportunity to start for the number 19 Seminoles in the season opener against number 20 Virginia Tech next week. He was taken out after the last year's season opener against Alabama because of a knee injury. That's a look at sports. We'll have tonight's winning lotto numbers straight ahead.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Attention, do you have Medicare? Do you want to make sure you have the most benefits and lowest possible out-of-pocket costs? You may be able to lower your out-of-pocket costs and get dental, vision, and prescription drug coverage included in your plan. Call the Medicare Coverage Helpline now to find out what you deserve.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Buchwald. Over 3 million people have called the Medicare Coverage Helpline, but there are still many people who don't check to see if they're eligible for more benefits and lower out-of-pocket costs. It's so easy. One simple free call could save you money and get you more benefits. Be smart. Call the Medicare Coverage Helpline now.
Call now to see if you may be eligible to lower your copays and get extra benefits, including dental and prescription coverage. Don't delay. Call to see if you're able to save money and get more benefits now. Call 1-800-711-7200. Again, call 1-800-711-7200 now.
It's rainy season on the Suncoast. Storms can pop up at a moment's notice. Sometimes it's just rain. Sometimes it's much worse. When there's the potential for severe weather, you need to know fast. Trust ABC7 First Alert Weather to get you the information you need right away. We focus on the storms that impact where you live, and we're committed to alerting you with important information as soon as we get it. When severe weather strikes, trust ABC7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you. The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
Barack Obama?
Well, former President Barack Obama gave a shout out to the Little League World Series champions who are from his native Hawaii. The Honolulu Little League team beat out a South Korean team 3-0 on Sunday in Williamsport, Pennsylvania to win the series. Obama tweeted, "Congratulations to Hawaii for winning the Little League World Series. You make America very proud." The kids went wild, as you saw, when they saw that tweet from former President Obama.
Isn't that great? Maybe he'll visit Hawaii and go out there and say hello to the team.
Yeah, that'd be pretty neat.
That would be neat. We're going to see some showers tomorrow again. Here's your day planner as it looks 3 p.m. A few showers, better chances in between there at 3 and 7. Be sure to tune in to Good Morning Suncoast. Meteorologist John Scalzi will have more on that.
All right, thank you, Bob, and thanks for joining us tonight here. We'll see you right back here tomorrow evening. Have a good evening.